In less than 2 months, the iPhone 15 Pro Max will finally be in our hands, as well as the gaping $1,300 hole in our wallets. Yes, I said $1,300, which sounds insane, but we just got a report from Barclays that the new flagship iPhone could easily cost between $1,200 to $1,300. Now, I couldn't believe it at first, but after some research, I found 10 reasons why Apple is going to be raising the price. So let's jump right into reason number 1, which is a big upgrade to storage. We recently got some reports that Apple is finally going to be upgrading the Pro models on the 15 lineup to 256 gigs of base storage. Now, right now, both the Pros and the regular models come with 128, and upgrading to 256 by itself costs $100, so it would make sense for that price increase if Apple is truly giving us 256 on the 15 Pro. Now, why would Apple do this? Well, first of all, right now you have an equal level of storage on the regular and Pro models, 128. So it's a little bit weird because previously the regular models were at 64 gigs, so there was some sort of incentive to jump up to the Pro models because you got double the storage for the extra price. So it was another thing that kind of incentivized the Pro models. And we all know Apple wants you to buy the Pros. And now getting into reason number 2, we finally have another new finish on the Pro models, which the last time that happened was with the iPhone X when Apple introduced stainless steel. Well, now on the 15 Pro and Pro Max, Apple is finally giving us titanium. Yes, titanium, which is going to be just like the Apple Watch Ultra. And honestly, I love the titanium finish because it is just so strong and it's actually lighter than stainless steel as well. Now, Unknowns21, who was the leaker who leaked and confirmed that titanium is coming, he also gave us the exact titanium metal that Apple is going to be using. It's grade 5 titanium, which is apparently Ti6AI V4. I have no idea what that means, but that's cool. He has the actual material, so I'm excited for that because it's gonna kind of change the feel and it's probably no longer gonna be as much of a fingerprint magnet. And now for reason number 3, we're gonna be getting a brand new action button exclusive to the Pro models. Now, you've probably heard about these leaks before. Well, basically, there's gonna be a new button, just like your kind of volume buttons right here. It's gonna be replacing the mute switch. Apparently, there's supposed to be pressure sensitivity, customizable functions, and everything else. But before I explain the new leak that just came within an iOS 17 beta version, leaking the actual features of the action button, I've got to give a shout out to our partner CaseQ for their Magic Stand case, which is the best value case you can get since it's very rugged, high quality, and stylish, while also featuring magnets for all of your MagSafe accessories. But making it even better, the MagSafe ring is actually on a hinge that works as a finger grip and a stand at a variety of different angles for things like watching videos or even taking photos. So go ahead and check out the discount info and links down in the description below. Now, getting back to the action button and the new features that were discovered within iOS 17 Beta 4, here is what you're going to be able to customize and do with that action button. You're going to be able to do accessibility features just with the push of the action button. You're going to be able to use your different shortcuts that you can customize to basically do anything you want. You're going to, of course, be able to turn on silent mode. You're going to be able to open up your camera and even take videos or photos with a simple press of that button. You can turn on the flashlight, which is much easier than having to kind of go through the lock screen and turn it on. You're going to be able to switch through focus modes, turn on the magnifier feature, turn on translate and start translating conversations instantly, and even turn on voice memos and record just with the push of a button without having to open it at all. That is already so exciting. So it makes sense why adding this functionality might raise the price. Now, getting into reason number 4, Apple is planning to give the iPhone 15 Pro models the thinnest bezels on any smartphone ever. Yes, breaking records with 1.55 millimeter bezels. Now that is not going to be an easy feat because Apple is known for not having the thinnest bezel. So Apple, right now, we just got a report that they're struggling with the brand new manufacturing process because those thinner bezels are going to be harder to produce and manufacture at scale, and of course those issues are going to cost Apple money, and just the new process itself is going to be more expensive. And part of that could actually be the new 2.5D glass process, where they're going to be shaving the glass down towards the edges of the screen in order to create a perfect smooth transition between the new redesigned rounded edge design and the glass, which is similar to what Apple has been doing on the Apple Watch design. Not the Ultra because it's flat, but the other Apple Watches with that seamless transition. For reason number 5 for why it's going to be more expensive, we have, of course, the new periscope camera, which is going to be exclusive to the 15 Pro Max. Now this has a brand new foldable lens periscope design, which is much more complicated than a regular lens, but on top of that, it's also going to have variable zoom like what Sony did for the Xperia 1 Mark IV. Not only is it a static periscope telephoto lens with like a 5x camera that comes on the Pixel 7 Pro, but the one that's going to come into the 15 Pro Max is going to be able to optically zoom from around 3x to 6x within the lens itself, with the actual physical lenses moving around and zooming. Now this is going to be the best of both worlds, giving you perfect optical quality right at the 3x zoom range, and also perfect quality up to the maximum around 6x without having to crop digitally, which ruins the quality. And on top of that, Apple also has Deep Fusion, which basically stacks pixels together to make the quality even sharper. It's likely going to be the best telephoto lens out there, and that's another reason why it's going to be $1,300. Moving on to reason number 6, we have the new A17 Bionic chip, which is going to be exclusive to the Pro models. And it's going to be expensive because it's going to be the first 3nm chip ever, and also from TSMC, which is going to be very expensive because right now TSMC is going to be charging $20,000 for each 3nm N3 wafer, compared to $16K for the 5nm wafers. That's a 25% price boost, so it makes sense why Apple is gonna be increasing the cost on the 15 Pro models. On top of that, we were also supposed to get a fully redesigned brand new GPU for the A16 chip that we already have, but that ended up getting delayed. So the A17 should include this new GPU on top of all of the expensive 3nm advancements, so it kind of makes sense. Now on to reason number 7. This is a pretty simple one, but it is important because the iPhone 15 Pro models are gonna be upgraded to 8 gigs of RAM finally, because right now both the regular models and the Pros have 6 gigs, but we're gonna go up to 8, which is gonna help with opening up all your apps, keeping everything snappy, multitasking. That is gonna be nice, and it also does factor into the price, even though it doesn't actually cost Apple that much in terms of the actual material prices, but Apple does factor in the nice feature and convenience of having 8 gigs. For number 8, of course, we have the switch from Lightning to USB-C. Now that might actually not cost Apple that much money, like in terms of materials, but they might actually be planning on increasing the price of the iPhone just to account for the loss in MFI made for Apple Lightning royalty revenue that they are gonna be now losing out of now that they're getting rid of Lightning. So maybe that's another reason why they're increasing the prices. And then also to add to that, there's also a chance that Apple could be giving the 15 Pro models Thunderbolt ports instead of regular USB-C, which is gonna be insane because it's so much faster, up to 40 gigabits per second transfer speeds. absolutely insane compared to the 480 megabits on these Lightning phones. And then that would actually increase the cost more because of the extra tech they have to pack in. And now moving on to number 9, Apple does have to pay for newer wireless tech like the Snapdragon X70 5G modem, which is going to be a lot faster and more efficient than the current X65 since it's built on a smaller node process. So I'm sure that's also going to add to the cost. And then that's another reason why Apple is working on their own modem, so they no longer have to pay another company for it, which of course includes profit margins added on top for that company on top of the actual cost. And Apple wants to build it themselves so that they keep those profit margins within Apple. And then finally, for reason number 10 for why the price is going up, the iPhone 15 Pro, after many years, is finally gonna get an improved LiDAR scanner. Now that hasn't changed since the original one came out. I think it was the iPhone 12 Pro that got LiDAR. Yes, it is going to be upgraded, so it's going to work a lot better. And of course, that's extra things to add to the price. So honestly, with all of the new features that are coming, I'm not surprised that Apple is raising the price, especially with the main reason, which is the bump up to 256 gigs of base storage. That is very exciting. So if you're worried about the price, maybe that will help you feel a little bit better. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know down in the comment section below and click that circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one, and check out one of those two right over there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.